We have a beautiful question about metamorphosis.
Oh.
How does a caterpillar transform into a beautiful butterfly?
I think that's magic, right?
Oh, I thought that was
Magic?
magic.
It
Do we have
is.
a magic
It
person on
is
Homework Hotline?
fairly
Yeah, who answers
magical.
the
We
magic
need somebody to
questions?
answer the magic question.
We should get a magician.
Seriously.
Definitely, especially if they have a hat.
Okay, well, I saw the question behind you, so I pulled up a little video that we could watch. We could jump to my screen. I'm just going to talk over this as it plays, if we can possibly. It's just a time lapse of a butterfly that's going to be going through its metamorphosis into a butterfly. So I'll just kind of let this go. But essentially, okay, so a butterfly's life starts as an egg on a leaf, and from that egg, a caterpillar hatches. A caterpillar is the name that we use for the larval stage of butterflies. And there are many different types of animals. Mainly we think of insects and amphibians, but there are also some other shelled sea creatures that have a larval stage in their life cycle. And so essentially what happens is a caterpillar will eat its fill of leaves over the course of its life. When it's ready to transform into a butterfly, it'll find a space to form its chrysalis. It'll create this coating on the outside that we're seeing happen in the time-lapse video. And then inside of that coating, what'll happen is the caterpillar's entire body will dissolve and essentially become this sort of goop. And the caterpillar goop inside of the chrysalis, at that point, is just a sort of broken down mass of all these different nutritional molecules. The only cells that are going to be left over are these special cells called imaginal discs. And imaginal discs are like the cells that have the code for making all the different parts of the adult insect. So there'd be an imaginal disc for the antenna. There'd be 2 imaginal discs for the wings. There'd be 6 imaginal discs for the legs of the insects. And so from these imaginal discs, all different parts of the butterfly will start to form.
It's like stem cells, kind of.
It is similar to stem cells, absolutely. Or it's you know, and it's this idea that all cells inside the butterfly's body actually contain
all of the coding.
all the coding, the full DNA. But each of these imaginal discs is coded for one particular kind of structure, which is really pretty amazing. So I'll leave us here with this monarch butterfly. I'll be back and pause it
That
later.
is so cool.
Yeah, beautiful monarch butterfly. And I think I'll just also mention that, again, caterpillars are the name for the larval stage of butterflies. Lots and lots of animals have these larval stages, and it sort of begs the question, like, why? Why in the world do some animals go through larval stages? And there's multiple reasons why larvae might be useful to a creature, why they would have evolved with that. One would be that having a larva, if larvae can live in a different environment than the adult, so in the case of caterpillars, they're on the leaves of plants, not up in the sky, or in the case of frogs, tadpoles live in water solely, they're not able to come out on land. They're protected from predators that might eat the adult forms. Also, really interestingly, they don't compete for resources with the adult forms of the same animal. So food resources that larvae are going after is very different than food resources that butterfly are going after. And that means that there's no competition between those two groups, which is positive.
All the little
So their
babies
population
won't
can
get
grow
killed.
more.
Yeah, all the
Exactly.
babies won't get killed.
And the last reason would be there are a number of different kinds of larval stages that allow mobility, whereas the adult stage does not. So mollusks are an example of a creature that have a stable adult form.
What do the larvae look like?
That is a great question. I'll try to pull up a picture of mollusk
Well, it's
larvae.
definitely the adult that is not.
But I'll look for that in just a minute and pull it up if I can. But essentially, the larval stage would allow for mobility, so that the mollusk can proliferate the ocean, get all over the place, and then set up in one location where their adult form will take place. So
I kind of like that idea.
yeah, it's kind of neat, right?
Right.
And so it's funny the way Mother Nature gets things to work. I think from the human perspective, it can seem so normal to live birth and babies grow into adults, and that just seems normal. And insects seem weird, but the bottom line is that biology, animals, nature find ways to do things that make the most sense given the resources available to those animals. It's just a question for us of sort of tracking down what those reasons might be.
That makes sense.
Yeah.